Yo, their point guard, I don't know what he runs in a 40, but that man is quick.
I fuck with the Spiders, man. And just like
Yeah.
Richmond in general is a good place to hang out. I'm going to pick them just off the strength.
Like out of love for Crocodile Hunter, I thought you were gonna go Stingray, and you were just gonna
Oh no.
choke it out, baby. Get your revenge.
The people. Yeah, I'm just man. I have like a yes jam session after this. It's great.
Yeah, they're so good.
How's the journey?
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
I would
Whoever's
remove
fighting for that's the worst take.
Exactly.
That's a bad beat.
Traditional football, or throw beer cans and jump off the top rope and elbow defender. I don't know what.
10 seconds.
Welcome to episode number 95. As Evan pointed out, is the Lightning McQueen episode. We've actually got the whole gang here today, notably myself, who's been on the little bit of the outs here lately. You may also notice that I don't have a voice. Had a wild weekend in New Orleans, so excuse me for that. But yeah, the whole gang's here. We got Parker, Ev, Tim, JD, and myself. All right, let's get this thing rolling.
Hey, let's get right into it. Fitz, you rocking the March Madness shirt. I'm rocking the Duke jersey. We got to talk March Madness. It's most insane tournament ever? Question mark. Can we say that? Can we argue that?
Yeah,
Wild
I think
time.
it was Asher Roth last week pointed out all those upsets in the regular season. That 1 through 6. He said, just be ready for it. So, yeah, a lot of upsets.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know where to begin. I mean, we can talk about Iowa falling, and Iowa was a big name. Tim was saying, I'm taking my big old Hawkeye all the way to the Natty, and he's going to cut down those nets with it. Not so quick. You fuck with them Spiders. Any comment, Tim? Tim, you're muted. I don't.
Wow, rookie move, guys. You can tell how upset I am about the Iowa pick. Yeah, so I should have known watching the Davidson Richmond game and seeing the point guard. I mean, we talked about it with Asher. This guy, he is the embodiment of Lightning McQueen. And gosh, I mean, he really showed it. He showed out, stomped the Hawkeyes or the Buzzards or whatever the hell they're called. Man, Iowa, sorry. You're my sleeper and my pick, and you stunk. So go Spiders.
Yeah, they lost the second round 10, so I'm not sure you can attach your wagon to them. By the way, you got the mascot right, which probably helped that I said it. Claudia was calling you out. She's like, Tim Clout calls himself a sports guy. He doesn't know mascots. That we should just get you drunk one day. There's mascot trivia for you.
Ooh, like a hot seat, just like name a city or a team. And I like that. Let's do that.
You're getting real shitty real quick.
What do you think your percentage would be? Just like on general mascot trivia.
I think I would shoot maybe 33%. But it depends on the drink too. Like if it's a mixed drink, odds going down. But if we're just sipping on beers, then I think I could maybe float even to like 42%.
No, I think like less
reaching.
than 20. Less than 20%.
What? All right. We got to put a bet on this.
Back at the foul line. Like you're going to be missing at least 8 every 10.
All right. We need to over under. We need to make this an event. And I'm going to
I'm calling Raphael.
I'm putting
I would say a
all my
1
money
and
on this.
3. I'd give you a 1 and 3. There's like some
Okay.
that are just like those are like softball tosses, just
Yeah.
throw it up.
Depends on the sport, really. So that's
All right.
Yeah.
Let's just test this out real quick.
Oh,
Miami,
Hurricanes,
UNC.
Dolphins.
What?
I got Miami mixed up. UNC Tar Heels.
St. Peter's.
The Fighting
You
Boilermakers.
gotta let me fly. You gotta let me fly.
You gotta let me fly. I'm a peacock.
That's right. You're
All right.
peacock.
She didn't want
Carolina,
to hear
enough
any
here.
of it. Yeah, she was like, I'm done with this.
Well, speaking of St. Peter's, coming out of nowhere, up in a small town, New Jersey, they're getting the job done. They take out UK, turn around, beat Murray State, the whole state of Kentucky. They're taken out. Right then, bracket busted. I'm done. How does Doug and St. Peter's do this?
Well, they are the third 15 seed to make the Sweet 16. And all three of those have come since like 2013. So it's becoming more common for some of these really low seeds to actually have a chance. And even I think the games have been closer, like 15, like the 15 versus 2 or the 14 versus 3. Even the 16, 16 versus 1 isn't a gimme, thinking of when Virginia got knocked off. So it is interesting. I rewatched the Lehigh CJ McCollum game versus Duke a few years back because I'm trying to figure it out too. I'm trying to figure out what are the trends of a 15 seed that can pull off the upset. And I think it's just senior heavy and then being able to rebound. And that's what St. Peter's has been able to do the past 2 games is even though they're a small school, they can board up. They can get the rebounds, and also that guy right there, Doug Eater, is just the X factor. And every Cinderella needs one of those guys. So yeah, they've been fun to watch.
I saw this video and it was like the roster of St. Peter's. I mean, we should have known they would have gone this far because it's literally everybody on the team, minority, and then there's Doug, who's just sitting there just grinning like he's about to go off. And that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, the white guy on an AAU team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this guy's about to drop some points on you.
UNC knocks out Baylor. And they came, they were up big. Baylor claws back. UNC had a claw back. They had an injection. They still find a way to win. Miami takes out Auburn. I mean, there's been tons and tons of upsets. Is there anyone that really sticks out to us?
The one game I want to talk about, and it's not necessarily an upset, but it was the Memphis Gonzaga game because that was, in my opinion, I think that was one of the most exciting games just in the first couple rounds here. And that was highlighting like 2 NBA lottery picks in the front court. And you had Gonzaga's Chet Holmgren and then Memphis Duren, and I can't remember the first name, but they're both supposed to go top 5. And it was just great basketball to watch. Like they're like feeding the post. They're just like, feed it to me and just letting the bigs battle it. And they got in the foul trouble early. But then aside from that, it was 2 teams that just ran the basketball. And it was just a track meet. I haven't seen a game like that it's been a long time since I've seen a game where you're feeding the bigs and you're running full court the entire time. And then watching Drew Timme open up the second half and just, again, feed the big man. And he was just going to work. And it was just like, if you missed that game, I know it showed up late, go back and watch highlights and especially watch Drew Timme in the second half. He went on a tear. He scored it was like 11 or 13 points just in a row, just in the post, just hitting crazy shots. And those are guys that are going to be at the next level in the NBA. So if you missed it, that's one you got to check out.
For sure. Boys, any other thoughts about these upsets before we talk about the Sweet 16 bracket?
Honestly, on the flip side of what Ev just said, the ugliest game, but also very exciting, was the Carolina Baylor game. That game was insane. We were watching it in the casino, and everybody was losing their mind. It was just like people were on the floor like every 3 seconds, and it was just like it felt like a terribly officiated game, and ended up being like extremely exciting. I can't remember the guy that looks like an Amish guy for Carolina gets like a flagrant 2 and he gets kicked out. But he was like he scored like 22 points in like the beginning of the second or something. Like it was just an insane game. And like Carolina was up by like 20 and Baylor somehow claws their way back. And honestly, again, ugly officiated game, but exciting. especially in the casino. Partially
Yeah.
why I lost my voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were up by 25. And,
Yeah,
and Baylor somehow came back. But yeah, I was with you, Devin. I was like, whoever wins, they're gonna need ice baths for the entire week to recover. I mean, it was a bruiser.
The guy from Baylor that looks like Dennis Rodman was on the floor like 90% of the time.
Brady Manick is the guy you're thinking of, the
Yeah.
Amish looking guy. Which
Yeah, dude.
I wish I had a video to show. He throws a bow. Does he deserve to be ejected for it? Question mark. The Illinois guy that got ejected, I don't know if you guys saw that. He dunks, tries to gather his momentum, and holds on the rim for a little bit just to get his legs up underneath him. They eject him.
He got ejected for that?
I'm sorry, not
I saw
ejected. Sorry. He got tech.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the tech. Okay.
Yeah, he got
Okay.
tech. So, officiating's kind of been up and down. You're right, Slate. Absolutely. Matt, over across the pond. You've been watching a little March Madness?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 rounds. I watched the Richmond Iowa game, and I also watched the Michigan game, the first game straight up. Very impressed by Michigan. I know the prior to the tournament they were very cold, but they've been running hot, and I'm looking forward to them to take on Villanova. That should be an absolute, bouncing. It's not going to be a walkover for Villanova. It's going to be one hell of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Nova's about the only team I have left that I picked to win it. So let's go. All right, let's talk about the Sweet 16 bracket. And to me, some of this bracket works out exactly how we think. You got Zaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Duke. Those teams are supposed to be in that Sweet 16 side of the bracket. But then you drop below, you got 8 UNC, which we talked about. Number 4, UCLA. Number 3, Purdue. And number 15, St. Peter's. On the other side, you got Arizona versus number 5, Houston. Number 11, Michigan versus number 2, Nova, which Matt just said that's going to be a dogfight. Number 1, Kansas versus number 4, Providence. And number 11, Iowa State. Tim, what's that mascot?
The Hawkeyes.
Damn it, Cyclones. And then number 10, Miami.
Oh my god. I was thinking of Iowa.
Looking at these last 16 teams standing, what game are we looking forward to for Sweet 16? What Elite 8 matchup? What Final Four? Who's our national champion out of 16? Everything you guys got, lay it on us.
Well, I think you can look at like those 4 teams in each. If you take those 4 at the top, which one's going to make it out to the Final Four. That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. Like some of these, it's like, oh man, this is the matchup we wanted. And then a lot, it's like Michigan made it to face Nova. It's like I wasn't expecting Juwan Howard to get these guys, but they did it last year.
Yeah.
I think for me, I see it hard, like Purdue in the bottom there. With Jaden Ivey he's probably the best point guard right now in college hoops. A lot of comparisons. They say he's a more athletic Russell Westbrook. So I mean, it's just kind of the ceiling is his floor, and so I think Purdue. They always blow it. I was gonna rag Tim. Iowa and Purdue are known as the teams that are always like way overhyped and then blow it. I thought Iowa was gonna go far and Purdue was gonna lose early, and that I think the script is flipped on me. I think Purdue, I think they're gonna have a chance at making it to the championship, at least the Final Four. Yes, I think I'll just start there. The most interesting region is that 1, 2, 3, 4, Gonzaga, Duke, Texas Tech, Arkansas. Any of those teams could take it. Any of those 4. We've seen what Drew Timme can do for Gonzaga. He can just carry the team on his back, even when they play like shit. Texas Tech, they shot 66% in the first round. They shot 33% in the second round, but they still somehow they won big with their defense in the second round, even though it was a big scare. So I like those 2. Arizona is interesting. They play a European style ball. Matt, I don't know if you pay attention, but they got a lot of international guys and they play a very fluid game. And even though they're like all sophomores, they're probably the most fun team to watch. So I was hoping they would lose just so that all the guys would return and they'd be my sneaky championship pick for next year, but they could do it this year, even though they're all underclassmen. And then the last region there, that's going to be a toss up. I'll pick Providence. It's not Kansas.
Ooh.
I'll tell you that Kansas is not winning that region. It's going to be one of the other three.
This coming from the same guy that said, I don't think an ACC team's going to make it this far.
Yeah, that's true.
There's 3 of them in there. But, boys, what else we got?
I have something I got to get off my chest. All right. Purdue, I'm just going to say it. They can suck it. I can't stand them. All right. So let me paint you a brief yet vivid picture. I'm at the Carolina Hurricanes game. My wife and I having a great time watching the Canes whoop on the Flyers. This idiot to the left of me is streaming the Purdue game. And he's not even watching the Hurricanes. Now, I know what I paid for those seats. And this idiot's not even watching the game. And he's doing that annoying, like, lean forward where you can't see the other side of the ice because he's leaning forward. And I'm fuming. And this whole time, he's watching Purdue play basketball. And I said, till the day I die, I will always root against Purdue. So, F Purdue. Screw that kid if you're listening. And let's go St. Peter's. I'm going St. Peter's to ride the wave. Let's do it.
I'm here for it.
I feel better. Thank you, guys.
Anytime. This is what we're here for. It's a counseling session.
With alcohol. oh, never mind. Just forget it.
Matt Slate, who are we picking?
Well, Fitz, as you said, they play a European style. I feel like I'm naturally going to pick at Arizona now. This should be actually a cracking game, isn't it, against Houston? But yeah, I'm looking forward to Arizona.
I'm going with the Peacocks all the way.
You gotta let you fly.
I feel like, yeah, you got Peacock. You gotta let me fly. No, honestly, after watching that scrappy Carolina team, I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to maybe Elite Eight. But I don't know. I don't know that much about college basketball in terms of like who's actually very good. But I want to see Doug a lot more. So St. Peter's, and then after that, I don't really care.
Well, UCLA is sneaky because they made it to, was it the Elite Eight? They lost to Gonzaga by a buzzer beater last year, and it was either the Elite Eight or Final Four. And the thing is, all those guys for UCLA are pretty much back. Like it's pretty much the same. UCLA was like an 11 seed last year. There was all these young guys, and now just a little bit older. That's another team that people are sleeping on is UCLA.
Yeah, I didn't have them on my radar because I was like Pac-12. It's been real down. But speaking of conferences being down, SEC was supposed to be way up. SEC was supposed to be the conference that's running thing. They got one in the Sweet 16. That's it. Can you trust them? Nope. Overhyped. I think we were texting about this weekend, Fitz. SEC is overhyped. It's time for it to really show, and I think it did during this tournament. I got to go Nova. I think Nova has enough pieces in place, enough seniority to get this job done. But I'm with you, Fitz. I think that top region, Zaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, Duke, whoever comes out of there is going to be battled and war tested, but they got a good chance of winning that one too. Any other March Madness thoughts we have?
I did have a comment. Evan, your comment on this, the ceiling is the floor. Reminded me, did you guys see that clip of Michael Jordan? The ceiling is the roof. He's doing a speech. Yes, he's doing a speech in a stadium or an arena, and he goes, "The ceiling is the roof," and everyone's just like, "Yeah," and then they're like, "Wait, yeah, the ceiling is the roof." Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what I was trying to say. Was it the floor? Would it be the floor is his ceiling, or the ceiling is his floor? To say,
no, the ceiling is the roof, dude.
The ceiling is the roof.
They had T-shirts made with that. I mean, they went all out for it afterwards. MJ, one hell of a basketball player. Probably should stop there, though. Maybe one hell of a golfer and gambler too. But all right, big NFL news, and we've got to talk about it. I mean, I don't remember a free agency quite like this one.
Oh,
No. Anyways, hey, you know what? We're gonna play at Cannon. It's been a while since we played at Cannon. We got the NFL roundup section. DJ Hackey coming to a wedding near you. All right, we've got to talk about the big free agent, and there's still a lot of question marks with this. The Watson watch is officially over. He signs with the Browns. He goes to Cleveland. It's the first time he's ever played in cold weather. He's from Georgia. He played ball in South Carolina, went to Houston. First time he's playing weather in the cold. To me, this shocked me because it came out, Wednesday that no Browns are out of contention. Friday news breaks. He's playing for the Browns now, which that leaves Baker Mayfield looking for a home. This contract is huge. It's the biggest guaranteed money we've ever seen. It's the most money we've ever seen. 5 years, $230 million. In his first year, he's only supposed to make $1 million. After that, he makes everything else, which is just ridiculous. Is anybody else equally as shocked that he goes to Browns? I was thinking Carolina or Atlanta because he's an Atlanta kid.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know what Atlanta was offering him as far as dollar bills, but I think that's the only reason why he can or you would go to Cleveland is the money. I mean, the guaranteed money. And like you said, Coach Teacher, it's crazy because you have some. I think Rich Eisen was talking about a couple of these upcoming quarterbacks who are going to be, the bills coming due. You're going to have Joey B, Justin Herbert. And you look at the contract that Watson just signed, and it's like, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't like it.
Especially because he still has he has 22 civil lawsuits against him. Yes, he's not being implemented in criminal charges. Grand jury decided not to, but he's still facing civil lawsuits, and he's plus going to face a NFL suspension, whether it's for 6 games, 10 games, or a whole season. He might be sitting out.
what was that movie with Kevin Costner? It was Draft Day, and I'm trying to remember what was the name of his character where he traded. He got him basically. There's a quarterback who's basically Baker Mayfield, and they give up their pick for basically first rounders for the next 3 drafts, like first round picks. And I feel like I was watching that happen. And the thing is, it's the same. It's the Cleveland Browns. It's the same team from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sonny Weaver.
Sonny Weaver. Yeah, but it happened in the Texans' favor. They got a king's ransom for Deshaun. And yeah, it's very weird. Very weird that, especially with Baker. It's I feel like the Browns, were any of us impressed with Baker? No, but you felt like it was enough to say, he's better than what we've had. Compared to name another Browns quarterback that's had, half of the career that Baker's had here.
Yeah.
So
we think of that jersey, and you don't add him to that list. I think it starts fresh now. You want to add Baker to that list of just busts that Cleveland would have.
Yeah, he's a decent quarterback. So yeah, very weird. And they basically gave up. The Browns just gave up their entire future for Deshaun.
Yeah, it's wild. Slate, Matt.
Good luck, Big Cat.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the AFC North.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild division now. I have no idea where Baker's gonna land. Yeah, no idea. I can't believe it.
It's almost unfathomable just to think you had Baker and then you piss him off. He's like, I'm not going to Cleveland. It looked like Deshaun wasn't going to go to Cleveland. And at one point they had 0 QB1s. Yeah, I think Jacoby Brissett was set to sign for him, which, that's a little rough for you. Let me add some spots for Baker. I think the top 2 destinations, the only 2 really places that don't have a quarterback, Seattle and Carolina. Do we see him fitting in there?
I think Carolina's going to make a gun for Malik Willis.
Oh, Dude, he had one hell of a pro day too. Oh,
Dude can swing it.
cannon.
Hmm.
Yeah, Baker's weird. I don't know. I am. I mean, again, I know I sent you guys a picture today, just the AFC quarterbacks. Like Baker doesn't start over any quarterbacks in the AFC besides like Davis Mills of Houston. And then like even like Trevor Lawrence. I think I'd go with Trevor over Baker just because of his potential. Yeah. So like Baker it's a weird situation where I feel like we've seen what we're gonna get out of him. And like where's a place? I think the teams you mentioned, like Carolina, yeah, Baker's probably a better Sam Darnold, but not by much. I mean, they're like the same category, I think.
Oh, that's a little insulting. I think
Is
Baker's
that,
a
I
little
mean,
bit
is
better
that
than
harsh?
Sam
I think he's a
Darnold.
little bit better, but he's right there in that category.
Right, last year he tore his humerus littoris schmeagle in his shoulder, right? He tore his labrum
This
and
is true. This is true.
still had better numbers than Sam Sing goes Darnold out there.
I just think we've seen what we're gonna get out of Baker. That's all I'm trying to say.
he's reached his roof ceiling.
Yeah.
You're saying,
Yeah, his floor. He's reached his
he's reached his
floor.
floor. Yeah. Well, look at these quarterbacks. The AFC is just stacked with talent. It seems like you got Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and Wilson leading the charge. Air Bear Lamar, Matt Ryan just officially signed. I mean, a wild time to be in the AFC right now. And you're right. You look at the bottom section of quarterbacks. Project Mitch,
Yeah, I'd start him
Touchdown
over
Jesus.
Mitch. I'd start him over Mitch.
Zach Wilson.
I'm high on Wilson.
Of course you
Potential.
are.
He's
Sorry,
got
Zach.
potential.
Sorry, man.
Again,
And
I've
the David
seen
Long-neck
Baker. I haven't seen what Zach Wilson can do yet.
Yeah. And that's just in the AFC. The NFC, I could see him going to Seattle.
The NFC is more open. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That graphic pisses me off, by the way.
That Lamar's in that. It does. It pisses me off.
Yeah,
too.
that's BS.
Dude, Lamar's got a lot of flack. Like they talk about AFC North quarterbacks like Joey B, Deshaun, Lamar, then Mitch. I'm like, dude, Deshaun hasn't played in over a year. Joe Burrow's still young. Lamar is the best quarterback in the AFC North. Like,
Keep it up.
I'm willing
Revenge
to go on
tour's
record and say
coming.
that.
Revenge
Nope.
tour's coming, baby.
That's right. They've exterminated the injury bug. They call him the exterminator. He's done. He's dead. They're in there now.
Well, Devin, y'all got Zadarius Smith back.
Ooh,
Little
big time.
homecoming. That Packers got Zadarius from the Ravens, and then he's right back in Baltimore. So
No,
Listen, we
Zadarius.
just got to figure out
I
we got to
don't
figure out our offensive line.
Wait a minute. Didn't Smith sign with the Vikings? Wait, who signed with the Vikings?
signed with the Vikings today.
what? I thought it was the
Yeah,
Ravens.
He did
No.
a Uno card reverse, and he
Dude, there's been a lot of
Oh.
that this year. Of
I'm
just
sad.
like, hey,
Yeah,
I'm going to sign with them, and then nope, I'm out.
I can't trust the media, man.
No.
They lied to
Rappaport.
me.
Where are the media?
He's
It's
going to the
us.
Vikings. Dang it!
All
I
right.
hate that.
Also-
I wish he was in Baltimore.
you want to know why we
Ooh.
can't trust the media? Because R.I.P. John Clayton,
Oh yeah, that's true. He
last
was
of a
our
dying
legend.
breed.
It absolutely was. Man, you got to pour some out for him. Speaking of media, broke today. Broke yesterday. Matt Ryan signing with the Colts, which that's a huge move for them, and they really get him for a steal. A third-round pick is all Atlanta's getting for Matt Ryan. It seems ridiculous. They're even paying part of his salary. To me, the Colts stole the bag here. Carson Wentz obviously goes to Washington. Matt Ryan, I've talked a lot of shit about him that the ice is melted, but the quarterbacks out there, I'll take him over Baker, right? I think we can say that. To me, I think Matt Ryan that's a good sign for the Colts. Now you put him into like, hey, they're going to make the playoffs and maybe make a run now, just with Matt Ryan there.
Well, he's got a running back. I
Jonathan
think
Taylor.
Matt Ryan, he does well when he's able to do play action, and that's the thing Atlanta has not had. I think Devonta Freeman was their last guy, and once he got hurt, they were kind of screwed there. I mean, Mike Davis this was like the Mike Davis year for them, but yeah, I'm just thinking like the Michael Turner years. now he's got Jonathan Taylor. He's got arguably second best running back next to Derrick Henry. So
Yeah, I agree.
You guys know what needs to happen? You guys need to take all these little words, put them in a little word salad, and eat them. Eat all your words. Everyone out there, including you four, everyone was ishing their pants on Matty Ice. Parker, you were leading the charge, and I said, this guy is still a good quarterback. I can't wait for Matty Ice to light it up in Indy. And people like Quavo, who was like, oh, we need to get rid of Matt Ice, or was it T.I.? Shut up. Matt's great, and Matt's going to win for the Colts, and you guys are becoming more of a dumpster fire organization for putting your, what you call a Hall of Fame quarterback, out in the public like that and just shit on them. So shame on the Falcons. All your fans out there, I feel sorry for you. Feel worse for the Browns, but you guys are going to see this. Matty Ice, he's never left.
All right, you're right, Tim. I was Quavo, T.I. They're hitting me up and said, "What do you think about this?" I said, "He's done. He's done. Get him out of here." But I'm going to compare Matt Ryan to Phillip Rivers a little bit. I think he'll do just enough to win them key games to get him in the playoffs. I don't know if he's going to get him over that hump, though. But maybe you're right, Tim. Maybe he gets a ring like Matt Stafford out here and just blowing O's, bringing bags into the house, and life's good for him.
Well, see, I think Matt Ryan's a perfect example of last week we were talking with Asher Roth about Jimmy Garoppolo. And I was just lifting up that Jimmy G he's kind of a game manager type quarterback, which we don't see a ton of, or we don't give enough praise for. I think Matt Ryan's the essential. I mean, Matty Ice, like he could just manage late game drives. And did he have the best arm? Was he the most athletic guy? No, but I think he was able to make those throws. And the other thing is, well, I think where I'm going to see success in Matt Ryan is he's got a running back, he's got a defense, and he can be the game manager. When you are relying on a game manager and you don't have anything else, like you're like, all right, Matt, carry us. I think that's what we were seeing. So like maybe that's where I'm eating my words, Tim, is I knew Matt Ryan was never going to be good in Atlanta, but now that he's got a new home, there's some pieces around him. I think he might be able to do enough that team will have success, but I'd be real surprised if we saw like an MVP Matt Ryan type year.
Matt, you gave Fitz a wicked look there for a second.
Yeah, I misheard what you said. I thought you had said that Matt Ryan's a good game manager, and I was like, well, wasn't he up 23, 25 up 3 in the Super Bowl?
28-3.
Yeah. So
yeah. Well, that's because he's going up against Mr. Brady. I mean, that's just honestly, that's probably the ultimate game manager right there. But Brady's just different level. I don't even know what he is. He's just like he's just a football god.
I'm calling it. I'll call it right now. I don't know what the odds are. I'm gonna look at my bookie. Matt Ryan, next season's NFL MVP. I'm putting money on it.
Tim, you might be able to put $1 on there and be a millionaire if you.
I'm doing it. I think they're going to draft young wide receivers, and it's going to get lit in Indy.
Yo, if he can get Julio over there.
Yeah, I was going to say Julio's available.
Get T.Y., Julio, and Taylor. Ooh.
Tim, do you think I thought you were going to say was Matt Ryan was going to have a better season than Josh Allen?
No, see, Josh Allen. So this was a point I was going to bring up earlier when Parker, you had that wonderful graph on the screen. We're going to see it in the media where, not all these quarterbacks are going to win. And we're going to see people go, oh, Derek Carr, he's overrated. What Oakland or Las Vegas needs to get rid of him because he's bad or all these things. I'm going to call it Josh Allen. He's going to have a slump and people are going to say Josh Allen, is he the real deal? I've been saying it all year. Jameis Winston is going to have a better year next year than Josh Allen. Book it.
Isn't he going to miss part of the season with an ACL injury?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know his rehab. I don't know his rehab status.
That's
right
how good of a season he's going to have.
now. Right.
Well, the other side of this coin is Marcus Mariota signs with the Falcons, which I think that's a good fit for him. Yes, he's reunited with his OC from Tennessee, which didn't work out, but you could handcuff those issues with a whole different list of things. Marcus Mariota, while he was in Vegas with the Raiders, he showed that, hey, I can still play. I can still ball when Carr tore his groin completely off the bone or whatever it was. Mariota was stepped right in and led that Raiders offense with all the shit they had going on this season. To me, I think that's a good sign for Atlanta. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm not impressed.
No.
I think Mariota is just a forever backup to me.
That's cold blooded.
Yeah, I got a good friend that's a diehard Falcons fan, and he's not happy with any of this, with Mariota, with Ryan, none of it. So
At least they have that was this Kyle Pitts tight end.
Yeah.
Good. Good for
he's a
them.
good.
You four are going to eat your words here. Marcus Mariota is going to have an okay season.
Okay, season.
He's gonna
Oh,
have
my
a
God.
below average season.
He'll have a better season than Baker.
Who knows Baker if has the season or not?
CFL.
All right, let's talk about kind of some bad news in the NFL here. Don't know if you guys saw the clip or not, but obviously first round pick David Ojabo from Michigan, one hell of a linebacker, flies in and out, tears his Achilles on his pro day, which what shitty timing, what horrible timing. Now he goes from probably top 10 pick to day 2, day 3 guy because Achilles injury is probably a year, Tim. You're the doctor here, not a doctor, but you're a doctor. You get a sell here. But the really bad part about this is he tears Achilles and no one really seems concerned about him. Like the scouts, everybody there. One guy even goes and picks up a ball next to him and doesn't even like look at him or say, "Hey, you okay?" Check on him or nothing. He just picks up the ball and walks away. Like if you didn't know the NFL was all about business, that 5-second clip right there showed you they're all about making money. And sorry, he's useless to me on the ground right now.
I'm partially conflicted on that video
Okay.
because he did go down, but how many of those scouts are actually medical professionals that could realistically do anything? I think they are always going to show a lack of empathy just because it is a business, and the less they get attached, the better for their jobs. But at the same time, again, I doubt any of them are medical professionals. So if a player goes down, there's not really a whole lot they can do. It's just like, hey, let's just get out of the way. Or, if that was the only person there that they were watching, then it's time to get up and go.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that point too. Absolutely.
This to me is exactly why players were so upset that they couldn't have their team or their crew or their trainer at the combine. This is it. Because like Devin's point, like these people aren't medical trained staff members. They're not athletic trainers. They're there to watch and to take notes. And having a team or someone on your squad, a coach, athletic trainer, someone that is going to work for you, really to have your back just for moments like this. And this, like when I think of the whole issue of not having your own squad with you and you had to be in this bubble, this is what I envisioned. Someone getting hurt and someone saying like half-assedly, okay, yeah, let's help him out, like get him off the field. I hate to see it, like you said, Parker. Bad look all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, you're from across the pond. What do you say?
Yeah, I was very sad to hear about this because David is probably the highest draft prospect in my memory ever that is from the UK. He was born in Nigeria, but he was raised in Aberdeen, So he's actually Scottish. So this guy had a lot of hype, a load of hype. I'm pretty sure he was on the BBC broadcast for Super Bowl for a little bit as well. So it sucks because this guy could have really took the game out here to another level. But if he's going to be out for a year, it sucks big time. For real bad for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me put this question to you guys real quick, rapid fire. You're an NFL GM, you're a head coach. Are you drafting him? When are you drafting him?
No. Not drafting.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might be a late flyer if you're feeling good about your picks and you got some depth at the spot, but he might be an undrafted free agent or something.
I would say 4th round. I think if he's there and the guys on my board are, if I feel like, okay, I can get some of these other guys later, but this guy, like, he's got potential to be a star, even with the injury. I'd say like 4th round. I could see as early as 3rd round, but I wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't feel good about a 3rd round. I think by the 4th round at that point, it's kind of like, okay, we just need some guys. And he would be worth taking a risk, I think.
Yeah, I think he'll go in the later rounds. Well, I'm hoping he does.
Yeah, I agree. He kind of situation is a little obviously different. Jalen Smith from Notre Dame breaks his leg, has the horrible leg break. He's gonna miss the entire year. Gets drafted in the 2nd round by the Cowboys. He just got released by him during this offseason, but decent start to his career. I think 2nd round is maybe a little bit too soon for him, but I take him in the 5th round, 4th and 5th round. If you get him as a free agent, he's going to have all 32 teams line up at his door. Like, hey, come on, we'll sign you for a minimum. Just come to training camp next year. But I hate to see it. Absolutely. I hate it for the UK, Matt. I totally forgot he's from your area.
Could have gotten the Jaguars to London if if Jaguars took him.
He was the missing link.
He would have been the guy.
It was indeed.
Well, speaking of the Jags, I don't know if you guys saw the Athletics article about Urban. Apparently, the most toxic locker room we've ever known was under Urban Meyer, which I don't think any of us were surprised. I think we all knew Urban Meyer was a bad situation. He's not the right guy for the job. DJ Clark comes out and says, hey, he didn't know who Aaron Donald was. Like, who's that 9'9" guy? I heard he's pretty good.
Was that real? I saw that. Was that a joke or was that?
I can't believe that. I cannot believe
that's what.
that.
Like, I wonder if it was a joke that get misconcept, but DJ Clark, I mean,
or just a bad joke. Like
it seems like,
and no one.
It seems like satire. Like he was like, "Who's that 99 guy? He looks pretty good." Like that's what I imagine. Like I can't imagine a head coach saying that to a player. But hey,
I think Urban Meyer probably.
guy?
Urban Meyer, probably always said it sarcastically, and then someone probably took it too serious.
I was gonna say maybe it just didn't land. Like maybe
Yeah.
it would have been a good joke, but like his delivery was just so shitty that people are like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
which makes it that much worse. Like you're bad at coaching and sarcasm.
No, I think you guys are absolutely right because, like, when I see it, I'm like, oh, he can't be that dumb, can he? Like, no, he said it like sarcastically. But I don't know, for DJ Clark, who's a pretty dang good wide receiver, who's pretty well respected, for him to come out and say like, hey, no, he was serious about this. That worries me about him because I really thought he was a hell of a college coach. If that's what he did, I'm a little worried.
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. If he did that, he's dead. Like he's done for.
Anytime I see Urban Meyer in a headline, I just think of like the shocked Pikachu face, where it's like who could have seen this coming? Like it's Urban Meyer. And also, just a side note, DJ signed 1 year with the Lions, so great pickup.
That's a good
by the
steal
way.
for you.
Yeah.
But Urban Meyer goes over to the wide receiver group or other groups and is like, hey, I'm not going to fire you guys. I'm going to fire your coaches. If you guys don't pick up your shit, like that's that's a bad environment. I would hate to coach for a guy like that. And I'm really curious. I know he'll never say anything, but Trevor Lawrence, I want to know how he felt playing under Urban Meyer. And I know he won't say anything. He just, that's not who he is. But off the record, Trevor, come grab a beer with us. No recording. Let us know how it was playing for Urban Meyer.
I'll reach out to him through Bryce.
That's right.
Chase Price.
Chase Price will hook us up. Any other NFL news I didn't talk about?
Devontae,
Oh, yes,
Ooh.
yes.
Oh,
How could I forget?
my boy.
lows, oh, lows.
Yeah.
Going to
Oh, yeah.
Vegas. Rodgers resigned to Green Bay. Looks like reunited once again. Nope, it was the last dance for those two.
I'm sad.
Yeah, Matt, you have a hot take about Aaron Rodgers resigning.
Just, I didn't want him. I wanted to get loads of draft picks for him, but we're not talking about. We're talking about Devontae Adams. That's for another time. We'll talk
Fair
about
enough.
Aaron Rodgers when we lose into the playoffs once again to the 49ers. Yeah, I mean, we offered more money to Devontae. He just wanted to, I guess he just wanted to play, with Derek Carr, his first fling, rather than his current fling, Aaron Rodgers.
You got to go back to the X, right? Even if it's the
Yeah.
college X, like David Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think, the Packers wanted to franchise tag him, and that just wasn't going to fly. And I think we all knew that. It's like, this is arguably the best receiver in Packers history, which is a lengthy list, but Devontae's at the top. This is, Aaron Rodgers says, the best player he's ever played with, period.
Mm.
And yeah, we had already paid so many guys. Yeah, it did feel like there was no chance for us to sign Adams unless Adams would have taken less money, which I don't blame him. And this is a guy, he played with Derek Carr in college. He grew up in the Bay Area. I think he was a Raiders fan. Like
Yeah.
his childhood dream was to play for the Raiders. So it's a cool story for Devontae. I'm pulling for him. I think he left in the best way you can. And who knows? Maybe he'll come back to Green Bay at some point later in his career, maybe like a Randall Cobb story. But yeah, this one just stings because it's the best Packers receiver that we can name, and he's gonna go play for another team, which that's what stings. But for the Packers, it's good because they get a first round, a second round pick, and it just felt like we weren't going to be able to pay Rodgers and Adams and some other pieces and actually still be competitive and have a team that was going to make a run.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the toughness about this business, but it's also the fairness of it. We're not the New York Yankees. We can't just pay everyone and have way more money than all these small market teams. Everyone's got the same salary cap. So,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Tim, I know you're happy to see Adams leave Green Bay.
Yeah, it's really is there any like bets or over-unders on since Las Vegas has a bad track record? Are we thinking
no,
No, put that evil on.
no, don't put that.
Don't
on.
put that evil on.
Okay, I didn't say it. I said nothing. But
You're
you all
toxic, man.
You all know where it was going.
Toxic Tim.
Tim, I'll help you find. I'll help you find something like
Thank
that.
you. I need like a prop bet or something. Is that what that was for?
Oh yeah,
Oh, Lord.
it's out there. Don't worry.
Oh God.
Slate, do not feed into this toxicity, if I can say it. Slate, he's in the AFC with us now. We worried?
I don't give a shit.
All right. That was my
Scrub.
indication too.
This little scrub ass.
Oh shit. Wow.
Packers need to bring Jordy back. I'm just gonna say it right now. We need Jordy.
I have a bad feeling that Derek Carr is just going to get drugged through the mud this season. I don't know. Like, he never really gets much hype until the offseason, and people are like, he's actually a good quarterback. And now that he has all these pieces around him, if he doesn't win literally every single game, they're going to say, get him out of there. Bring in Marcus Mariota. It's like, what?
Hey,
Poor.
he's got to keep growing that.
We
hair
want
out.
Brett Favre.
Yeah, keep growing the hair out. If he shaves it, he's done.
Dead.
Stick
Put
a
him through
fork
a
in him.
table.
Yeah.
I am curious to see what the chemistry is between Carr and Adams, just because we've seen Burrow and Jamar Chase, the college teammates have that chemistry. I feel like we're gonna see some chemistry between these two, obviously, but you're comparing it to Rodgers and Adams, which might be arguably one of the best quarterback receiver combos we've seen. I mean, those guys are just dialed in. So I am curious. I'm curious to see what it's like playing with Carr. It'll be different for Adams. It'll definitely be, a new system, new offense. But I'm curious to see that immediate chemistry between those two.
I don't really wish this, but Tim's toxicity is coming into me a little bit. I really hope Adams has his best year yet. And then we say, is David Carr better than Rodgers?
Yeah. Derek.
Now we're talking.
Nah, Derek Carr. Sorry.
I'm in.
All right. We're in. Toxic table growing. Before we get to World Cup, because Matt, you got a good, juicy World Cup coming up for us. Some good buddy action. But before we get there, Tim, you went to the Canes game, and we got to talk a little hockey now. The East it's really anyone's game. You got Panthers at 1, Canes, Rangers, Penguins, and Lightning rounding up the top 5. Really, within 3 games of each other, this thing could swing any way. In the West, same thing. Avalanche leads the charge, but Flames are nipping at their heels. The Wild, the Preds, and the Blues. And if you would have told me the Flames would have been up there at the beginning of the season, I'd said you're full of shit. Calgary's coming out of nowhere and putting on a show. None of these teams have a top offense, but they all have outstanding goalkeepers. Defense and goalkeepers will win you games in the NHL, and that's exactly what we've seen. Yes, they can score, but more importantly, they're stopping the puck 9 times in 10. Plus, their penalty kill unit is lights out. Any thoughts on hockey here, boys?
Fleury went. Where did Fleury go? He just got
He
traded
signed with
from
the Wild.
Blackhawks. Yeah, that's right. I can't remember what they traded, but yeah, that's just like what you said, Parker. Like, I don't know if Chicago's trying to get what they can while he's kind of, some would say, maybe just beyond his peak. But yeah, goaltending's what it's all about. You got to look at Calgary. I mean, they've only allowed 149 goals, and that's, I mean, that's right in front of Carolina. Carolina's allowed 148, and both of those teams, they're not. I mean, Carolina has, I feel like, better scorers, but Calgary's a freaking iron wall. They're just like, it kind of reminds me of the Islanders last year, where like their defense was almost smothering. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the tail end of the season plays out of the regular season. But yeah, I just thought the Fleury trade was important.
Yeah, it's very important because you're right. Calgary, Jacob Markstrom sitting at number 3 goalies. Igor Shurkston from Rangers number 1 and Frederick Anderson at number 2. I mean, you have a good defense. You have a good goaltender. You're shutting people out. It's game over.
Go Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Now, Fitz, a couple weeks ago, you said they're going to find a way to blow this. And I've stopped betting on them because you said that. I'm like, I'm going to keep.
Minnesota always
wise
finds
words.
ways. They always find a way to lose. That's one thing I know about Minnesota sports.
Fair enough. Slate, you were a hockey analyst last year because it was a journey for you. I don't think you've been able to watch as much because life happens. Any hockey thoughts for us?
Where the hell's the Kraken at on that list?
They're at the very bottom.
The Kraken.
Good, like a Kraken should be.
So they can rise from the depths.
Like a good little Kraken. Oh, cool. Good for them.
They're like top 3 in points allowed or goals allowed. Like
The
opposite of what we've been talking about, that's what they are.
Perfect.
Matt, any
Can't wait to
hockey
see him in
watching
the
over
Stanley
there?
Cup.
4 to 5 years from now.
Only thing I know is my friend supports the Rangers and she goes to all of their games and and they're good, but they're actually losing 5-2 to the Devils, so they're not very good at all. The Devils suck, don't they? So I don't know anything.
Hey, fair enough. I like it. Was this a double date friend or is this a regular friend?
No. She actually lives in New York, so
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Regular friend. All right, I got you.
International player. I see.
mm.
All
Gonna
right.
get that green card somehow.
I'm here for it. All right. World Cup qualifiers are upon us here, Matt. A lot of juicy games. I don't know if you want to dive into that or dive in whatever you want to dive into. Let's do it.
Right. So we're gonna dive into the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, which is the region of where states find themselves. I'll firstly quickly say before we go into the states, Canada beat Costa Rica Thursday. Canada goes to their second World Cup since the 80s. So congrats, Sam. They will definitely be going.
Hi.
So there we go. Well done, Canada. But diving into the states, they are 4 points clear of Costa Rica. Okay. But actually, 4 points clear of Panama. Doesn't matter where you finish, first, second, or third, but you just need to finish in that top three. If you finish in that top three, you're definitely going to the World Cup. However, USA are playing Mexico in Mexico City Thursday night. And if they lose that and Panama beat Honduras Thursday night, Panama will be 1 point behind the States. And then USA play Panama in Orlando. And then USA play Costa Rica on Sunday. So it is real dangerous times. They play Costa Rica on the Thursday. I think the States have beaten Mexico for the last 3 times now, which is quite something. But there's a few injuries around in both camps. I think it's going to be a draw. I think you could well just be if the national team gets the draw there. I think they'll be very happy. But the game Sunday night in Orlando is a massive game against Panama. If they win that, they are pretty much through. Don't get me wrong. If they win their next 2 games, they are through to the World Cup. But they're 2 huge games. If they lose both, they're in serious trouble.
Playing in Mexico City, that's a rowdy place. I mean, we think of U.S. soccer, men's soccer in their prime. They couldn't win in Mexico City. I mean, really, it's such a loud environment, ruckus environment, and they hate Landon Donovan in the U.S. men's soccer. It's wild to think about. Now it's a new regime, new U.S. men's soccer. If they can get a win in Mexico City, or at least a draw, like you said, that's big time. We never bet on a draw, but we find U.S. plus 0.5. Maybe we hit that bet there, Matt.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's such a tight game that it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be like a 1-0 either way. It's going to be a real tight one. Because these are games where both teams are too scared to lose that they will just set up defensively.
Yeah.
But saying that, on the flip side, if the States do win and Panama beat Honduras, Mexico will be in serious trouble as well.
Yeah.
So there we go. Works both ways.
Is England in yet?
England are in. They won all their games in their group because they were playing like teams like San Marino who have like postmen for strikers. So there we
Play
go.
some real teams, Matt. What are you doing?
Play some real teams. But I should mention there's a European qualifiers as well, and there's like 2 playoff brackets, and in the same playoff bracket you've got Portugal and Italy, meaning at the World Cup, this World Cup coming, it will be either missing the European champions or Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's quite something.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Damn, how did that happen?
Portugal actually really bad at qualifying, and so are Italy, just renowned for it. I don't know why.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, real quick, boys. We ready for a spud to stud? And I should have put in John Clayton on this. And I dropped the ball. Probably top 5 Sports Center ad was John Clayton jamming out of his mom's
That's
basement.
number one.
Number one for you.
That is the best commercial, man.
So
That's
awesome.
hilarious.
Listeners, watchers, if you don't know that commercial, go look it up. John Clayton Sports Center commercial. You won't regret it, I promise. But stud to spud to stud. Anybody coming to mind for you guys?
I've got a big old spud. Everybody in March Madness who has a shot and then holds the pose after they've shot, like it's gone in, and then it bounces off the rim and out. You're an absolute spud. Absolute spud. You're the biggest spud of all time. It just absolutely winds me up. If you watched a Richmond, Iowa game, not just the person who's taking the shot was doing it for Iowa, the whole goddamn bench got up, held the pose, and it just bounced off the rim every time. And I'm like, what are you doing? Celebrate when it goes in. Just, yeah.
Matt wants a footy celebration. Rip the jersey off, twirl it around your head after you make a basket. I hear you, but you got to make it first.
Celebrate when it goes in. Don't, yeah. You don't see Cristiano Ronaldo doing the old Sue, when the keeper saved it.
Yeah. What if he just held his shot, just the pose, the leg up in the air every time?
Maybe.
I think my stud, the spud, is Kentucky. Just losing to St. Peter's. My spud, the stud, is Michigan. They look dead in the water. Juwan Howard's fighting people, and I think they're poised to make a run.
Yeah. You stole mine. That was mine, Michigan.
My spud to stud, Matty Ice. I went on a rant earlier, and everyone's been hating on him, and they are going to think he's a stud next season. And I heard it here first.
This is our first future spud to stud.
That's right.
Get your crystal glass, and you're looking through it.
Looking.
My precious.
My straight up stud is Patty the Batty, aka Patty Pimblett. I think that's how you say it. Also,
That's right.
I mean, just the most electric person that we've had in UFC since Connor by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it he calls himself? Matt, maybe you're like a Scouser?
So Scouser is the name for people who are from Liverpool.
Okay.
And I actually hate Scousers, but that's another story. that's another story. They have this thing that they call themselves. They think they're not English. They think they're Scouse. And I'm like, wow. When England are in the final of the Euros, you're not supporting Scouse. You're supporting England. So shut up. But yeah, so he's a proud Scouser. He's got they have the worst accents as well.
Yeah, his accent's very.
You know what I mean? I'm from Liverpool. Scousers don't get much chance.
Oh my god, we need Patty the Batty on here now. We need him and Matty just get it
I
off.
gotta hear that.
Patty and Matty,
No.
here we go.
I will go into hiding.
We'll have our own little pub sports derby.
Yeah. Look at Tim with the verbiage.
Yeah, here we go.
Those
Yeah.
no mascots knows the vocab though. All right. Yeah, Slate or Fitz, you took mine. It was definitely Michigan. Michigan, I thought they were a huge bust. They're smacking their way out of the tournament, and they're finding a way in Sweet 16. The hell, they might find their way to the Final Four. You never know. Ready for the pub parlay?
Hell yeah.
Got money in the bank. Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Shout out what you drink.
All right. Anybody want to start us off? We do have some March Madness on Friday. We could even do Thursday's March Madness. I can get this episode out by Thursday. I have faith in me.
if we're doing Thursday, Friday, then I am going. I'm going to just go and throw it out there. St. Peter's over Purdue.
Let him hang, Slate.
Straight up or points?
Straight up.
No, man.
Plus 625.
Straight up. I want it straight up.
We're doing it. They are
So if we're
12 and
doing-
a half favorites.
Wait, did you say plus 625?
Yeah, they're plus 12 and a half in points.
Oh. Let it roll. That's a payout and a half right there.
That's the Olins in them.
Jeez.
All right, we're rolling with it.
I'm gonna have to do a safe pick then, because I would hate for that to happen and then us not hit the parlay.
True.
I'm gonna take. I think this is a safe pick. They're giving. I'm gonna take Arkansas with the points because they're saying Gonzaga +9.
Yeah,
I just think
All right,
that's a way
Arkansas.
closer
Ooh.
game than 9 points.
that's
I
not a
think
safe
that's-
pick. They're the SEC.
It's a safe pick.
That's
It'll
not
be a
safe.
close game.
I don't know about that. All right,
I've been riding Arkansas this
That's
whole
true.
this whole season.
you're on your Bill Clinton shit.
Yeah.
So are we doing Thursday or Friday?
So Slate took a Friday game. Fitz took a Thursday game, which is fine in NCAA. If you want to do hockey,
Yeah,
you've got to do Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. We already got some ballsy picks. We'll go with let's just go Carolina over Dallas on Thursday. Straight up.
At MPNC, is that in Raleigh?
Oh yeah.
I feel better about that.
Okay, we're going for a big one. Thursday. Give me the US national team over Mexico.
Now we're talking.
Wow.
There we go. We're going big now.
I love it.
Go St. Pete.
Anyone but the boiler fakers.
Let's go Peacocks.
Let it fly, baby. You know,
Becky, what you got? Yeah.
we've gone ballsy, safe, ballsy. I'm going safe here just to keep the trend here. A little safe sandwich. I'm going Nova over Michigan. I think Juwan Howard's run is officially over. Give me Villanova minus
I
225.
don't like that pick. I don't like that
Oh, good. I don't like your pick. You don't like my pick.
There's a good chance this is a no for this week.
We could go 0-for-5. Like last week was pretty rough for us. Hey,
why don't we-
we're hitting this, baby. We're going.
We should just do an opposite parlay. Like,
All right, we'll do this one.
Everything the opposite of what we said.
Yeah.
That's what's it.
We'll do it. Listeners, watchers, let us know who you roll with, who you put money on, and let us know if we need to throw anybody else out there or in there. Random question time. Slate, you had one for us last week. You want to let it rip?
Dude, I don't even remember it.
oh,
fair
Come
enough.
on.
Oh, yes. Would you rather look like a potato or feel like a potato?
feel like a potato.
Was this
Yeah, I'm
on
going to
St.
feel like a
Patrick's Day?
potato. Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah, cracker.
Like you mean like if someone like rubs my, they'll be like, "Ooh, like you feel like bumpy, Evan," and I like, yeah, like I've got potato skin. Like I just,
Well, potatoes themselves are also kind of like lumpy. You know, just they got a little curve to them, a little curvaceous.
but I just feel like it. I don't. That doesn't mean I look like a potato.
So you
Like I
feel
just
lumpy.
like if I rub up against someone, I just like it feels like that.
If I was having a shower, do I have to like take a potato peeler with it in with me?
Yes. But you got to think about it. Like potatoes get treated like shit. So I feel like if I want to feel like a potato, like I'd rather look like one. It's like, I mean, you're getting
Cold
peeled, you're getting diced up, you're getting double baked. I mean,
Getting
Roll
thrown
it,
put
Texas
inside you,
oil.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be rough.
Mashed.
yeah,
If
mashed.
you look like a tater, then you don't have to worry about that stuff, right?
You don't have to worry about a lot of
Boil 'em,
things. If you
Stick
look
them
like
in
a
a
potato.
stew.
Potato.
Potato.
Dumbest show. Hey, that's gonna do it. I hope you had a wonderful time. Go ahead, Slate.
No, what was everybody's pick?
Oh, sorry. Definitely feel like a potato.
Feel like a potato. Okay.
Yeah, feel like a potato.
I'm gonna feel like a potato too.
Anybody look? Anyone going for
I'd
look?
rather look like a potato. They look they look good. When you put when you put a batch of fries in front of somebody, that's a good look. When you put
You're not going to be a batch of fries, though.
Yeah,
are
but you said a
You're gonna
potato.
never know.
Yeah,
be a-
well,
You never
hey,
know.
You'd be a straight
You
up
never
potato.
know.
Well, some
You
people
never
think
know.
Steve Harvey looks like Mr. Potato Head. Like, is that
I mean, he looks like a potato.
like would that qualify as looking? Because like that's a like I
Yeah,
could look
for
like
sure.
Steve Harvey.
Oh, okay. All right. This changes the game here.
Oh,
Hold
like-
on.
no.
yeah, we're adding a whole lot of rules here.
Oh, yeah. David Beckham looks like a potato, doesn't he?
I'm about to Google search David Beckham potato and just see what happens.
Oh my lord. Hey, I hope you had a one wonderful time with us. We had one hell of a time talking sports and life with you. We'll catch you guys next week for episode 96. We're almost at episode 100. And then 4 more episodes after that. We're at a year, boys. Or 2 years.
Wow.
Wow. Hey.
Wow.
We'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time.
See ya.
In a bit, go well.
Hey, no shitty accents. We're good,
I
baby.
know. Those are few and far between episodes. Yo, good point guard, I don't know what he runs in a 40, but that man is quick.
Yo, I fuck with the Spiders, man, and just like
Yeah.
Richmond in general is a good place
We're
to
getting that
hang
on a
out. I'm
t-shirt.
gonna pick them just off the strength.
Like out of love for
He owns the
Crocodile
roof.
Hunter, I thought you were going to go Stingray, and you were just going to
Oh no.
choke it out, baby. Get your revenge.
I'm just man. I'm gonna have like a yes jam session after this. It's great.
Yeah, they're so good.
How's the journey?
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
I wish
Whoever's
we were
fighting for that that's the worst take.
Exactly.
That's a bad beat.
Traditional football, or throw beer cans and jump off the top rope and elbow defender. I don't know what.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Tim, I should have just recorded you.
Yes.